Hello, good evening and welcome. And on tonight's episode we're going to be getting some potatoes in. Some first earlies into two beds that we've previously prepared. And also I'm going to be completing and filling up that sweet corn bed at the end of Bradley's cage with not a Mel's mix, Mel Bartholomew's mix, but with a Murphy mix, a Murphinda mix. Alright, so hope you enjoy that and I'll see you at the end. Take care, boys and girls. Planting some spuds in today. Using this planter. You sort of screw it into the ground or press it in. Give it a bit of a turn. And it makes your hole for you. When you do it, it actually pulls the soil out, and then you can just deposit the soil at the side there, and you've got the hole there ready for the potato to go in. I think it's pretty cool. I'm going to straighten you up a little bit. You're a bit cockeyed there. That's better. So yeah, we're going to be putting in these first early. Pentland Javelin, these ones are called. And I've got 16 holes in this bed. It's a 5 foot by 5 foot bed. And yeah, I'm getting 16 in. That's the plan anyway. The chitting up nice. I'm not going to take any chits off, I'm just going to put them in as they are. You can see the chits on them. And all I'm doing is I'm going to just drop them in the hole. Do all the lot, fill them up, and then cover them up. Yeah, so as I say, there's 16 holes there. The potatoes are spaced, they're going to be about 14 inches apart, which is probably a little bit close together, but they are new potatoes, so they're the first earlies. The plants don't generally grow quite as big as your main croppers. So they'll be closely planted, but they'll live. They'll live, thrive and survive, I'm sure. I'm just going to get all of those into the holes now, like I've done with this one. They're going down about 12 inches altogether. Actually 10 inches, but I've got to raise then the soil above and get it flattened. So it'll be about a foot down in the end. And I may well mound them up as well later on. I'm in my own shadow again there, aren't I? Well, look, we'll crack on. Yep. So all they need to be, all that needs to happen to them now is for them to be covered up. And I'll label up and say that it's a Pentland Javelin bed with 16 in it. And that's literally all you need to do. I'll give it a good watering as well once they're all covered up. Let that water moisture go down there. But in there, all we've got basically is we've got, at the base of it, it was filled with horse manure, rotted horse manure. And then on the top of it, I piled the compost on. And I give it a bit of a mix through. So yeah, we're going to be feeding it with the comfrey feed through the season. Watering the comfrey feed in for him, but that's it. It's not rocket science, spuds. So we've done both beds there. We've got the Pentland Javelin in this one, 16, and that smaller bed there is the Red Duke of York's. Both first earlies, and both buried down a good 10 to 12 inches there. Mounded them up a little bit on top. There's Joe, sorting his greenhouse out. Looking good. Yeah, so we'll keep our fingers crossed for those. Our last frost date is sort of like mid-May, really, isn't it? Probably second or third week of May, isn't it, Joe, frost date?
Say again?
Our last frost date is probably second or third week of May, really, isn't it?
We don't get caught out by a Roby one, but yeah.
So they do say never give a clout till May is out, don't they? But we'll see how we get on with these, because they're very deep down. By the time the horns come up, hopefully that'll be in about 4 weeks' time, because we're on the 14th of April now. So we're hoping they'll be coming up in mid-May, and I will be adding a bit more earth on top of them. When the horns do come out, they'll tend to come out not in the centre of the mound here, but they'll come out around the sides of the mound. And so what we'll do is we'll just top it off, top the bed off, and maybe mound it up a little bit more, if needs be. If we're going to get a frost, we'll get the clocks down and put the clotch over the top of it, because we don't want them to be burned off by Jack Frost. But yeah, looking all right. All right, so we're going to be doing a raised bed. We've already fitted the raised bed in there at the back. Like I say, I've just built up the back wall there with the 2x2 where it attaches onto Bradley's cage. Now this is going to be a dedicated sweet corn bed. We're going to be growing sweet corn in there. Now sweet corn likes nitrogen. It's a big feeder on the nitrogen, so I'm adding 6x in there. Now that's 6 feet by 3 feet, so that's 18 square feet, and it's a foot down. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding for every what did I say it was? 18, right, so we've got 18. Now, for every 3 foot square, I'm going to be adding in a cupful of the farmyard manure, the concentrated 6x, and a half a cupful of bloodfish and bone. Okay, now bloodfish and bone is a good all-round fertiliser, won't hurt. But into there, I've already put 2 75 litre bags of compost into there, and 5 litres of perlite, just to aerate the soil a little. And it also helps with water retention, perlite. So we've added that in. The same again is going to be going into there, so it's going to be at least another, I would say actually another 3 more bags. So we've got 75, 150, 300, 425 litres of compost is going to be going into there. All right, at £4 a bag. Yeah, so around 20 quid's worth of compost is going in there, and probably about £2 in sterling worth of the 6x concentrated farmyard manure, and the same again in money of the bloodfish and bone. So those are the components. Like I say, it's not a Mel's mix. It's not the square foot gardening guru Mel Bartholomew. It's not one of his mixes. It's a Murphinda mix, this, specific for growing our sweet corn. Yeah, so it's going to come to about 25 quid in total. Actually, more than that, about £27 in total, because there's 6 quid's worth of perlite going to be going into that. 26, 27, 28, 30 quid, £30 English sterling to fill that 6 foot by 3 foot by 1 foot deep bed. There you go. There's the calculation, and I think I've got it right for once. 375 litres of compost. That thick get is forever getting it wrong. And yeah, so we put, for every layer, for every 6-inch layer of the 6 feet by 3 feet, for each layer, the first layer we put in a cupful for every 3 feet. So in there, every 3 feet square, so in there we had 6 full cups of the 6x, 3 full cups of the bloodfish and bone, and half a bag of perlite. Then when we topped it off with the rest, we just halved that. So we had 3 full cups of the 6x, and we had 1.5 cups of the bloodfish and bone. Okay, and then the remaining perlite, and then it got topped off with the last bag, which was just plain compost. So the last 3/4 of an inch on top of that was just the plain compost. So the roots have to go down and seek it out, and they'll get all the nourishment that they need through the growing cycle from that bed. But I just thought I'd clarify that, because the guru is as thick as one of them fill in the blanks. Okay, so 5 cupfuls of the bloodfish and bones been sprinkled on top of that. 18 square foot by 1 foot deep. 18 cubic feet really by the reckoning of it, isn't it? Now it's a halfway fill, so we put that in there. We've got, what did I say? How many did I put in? There was 5 cupfuls of bloodfish and bone. I'm just giving it a dusting now on top with the 6X so that it's got a thin dusting all over. And that's probably going to equate to another, we'll say, probably about 6 cupfuls. But I'm doing it as a handful, a double handful. That's 1 double handful that's covered that. So I'm going to be putting 4 double handfuls of the 6X on. And then I'm going to repeat the process. But on the upper soil medium, the upper half, it's going to have half as much as what I'm putting in the lower half, because we want the roots to go down and seek out that nutrition when they need it. When they get bigger, there'll be plenty of feed for them down below. Not going to put half as much on the top half, but that's all going to be mixed in thoroughly first of all, and then we'll do a mix for the top. And yeah, so then when the babies go in there, they'll root it out. We're not going to be putting too much feed in to the top, probably actually about a quarter. In fact, we'll do that. We'll do a quarter of what we put in to the bottom half, so they can root it out, find it when they get to the growing phase, the bursting phase, the fruiting phase, if you like. Then they'll have all the energy that they need then at that stage. Okay, that's the first layer. Another 3 bags, I think. So that's 20 quid's worth of compost, as I say, probably about £2 worth of that. That's a tenner a bag, the 6X. But we're only going to be using not even a sixth of that, I'm guessing. In fact, not even a sixth, no. We'll call it 2 quid though, 2 quid. 2 quid of the bloodfish and bone. And altogether about £6 worth of the perlite, costing us a grand total of £30 sterling. Yeah, second layer on, so that's had 4 bags of the compost now, so that's 300 litres of compost. It's had about a sixth of a bag of the 6X concentrated farmyard manure, and it's had about a sixth of a tub of the bloodfish and bone into there, as well as a full 10 litre bag of perlite, which is that stuff. I have a sneaking suspicion that's going to be a great little mix for our sweet corn. I'm just going to top it off now with another bag of the compost, so it'll have had 375 litres altogether of compost. But that should just around about fill it. I want it an inch or 2 off the top. Alright, and our usual last finishing touch is we give it a brush. What that does is it levels it all out. Any hills get flattened and valleys get filled. Doing this. You can get it level. Or as level as needs be. And it also raises to the top any lumps and bumps. So these lumps and bumps you can crush down. Don't really need things like that. Take them out. Can I reach? Yeah. That's nice. Decent tilled. Ready to receive our sweet corn. Well, the sweet corn won't be going in there for about another 3 or 4 weeks. So at least it's ready. I might put the old bags on top to stop the weeds getting in. In fact, I will. I'll put the old bags on top. And there we go. One decent sectional bed. Putting the bags on like that stops the weeds, the annual weeds getting in there and setting the seeds, and prevents them, the wood on top of it prevents the wind from lifting them off, if you like. So that should be fine, that. Ready to receive. Be about another month though, yeah. Mid-March really. You want to miss the frost. Make sure there's no frost about. So that's going to be mid-March for us up here in the frozen north. Happy days. Another way to keep the weeds down is before they actually flower and produce seeds, I'm going to have to take all of those out, chop all down this line, clear all this path out at this side. We've about another 3 feet there between the end of that and the fence, but I want to be putting 2 rows of the Tesco cut flower buckets down there. So these have got to go. And also these little devils are coming into flower. So all you do with these, the Dent de Leon, before it sets its molly stealers, which are its seeds, is you pull all of these off and dispose of them. Get shut, because from the flower comes the seed, and we don't want that because they'll spread yet again all over the flaming plots. And if everybody did this, we wouldn't have an issue with dandelion weeds everywhere. I'm going to be doing all the site tomorrow, so I'm going to be doing my side, and then I'll go on to Mick's and see if he's got any. And, Joe won't have any because his plot's pristine, not a thing out of place on here. But yeah, we'll be going up and down, look at them all there, and pulling the heads off them, beheading the lot of them before they turn into sugar stealers with all the little fluffy seeds that float about all over the place and give me hay fever, and also spread the dirty dandelion far and wide. When you leave them like that, they can actually still turn into sugar stealers. So yeah, you have to get rid of them properly. At that stage, potentially you can compost them, but I never do. I just take them up and get rid of them properly, destroy them. But yeah, that's a job for tomorrow. Okay, yeah. So there you go. Simple as shimples, as the wise old elf says. You've been fantastic, beautiful and fragrant if you're a lady. You've been forthright, masculine and virile if you're a gentleman. And we'll catch you on the next episode, which should be tomorrow on the Little Farmer's Farm. We're going to do a Saturday and Sunday job tomorrow as well. Lots to do down on the farm. Right, take care of yourselves, boys and girls, and we love you all. Bye-bye now.